What's up, YouTube? I want to talk about now. We need to go over Zimmerman and get into a profile debate here because I see a lot of tapes. People are now getting into the situation. The sad reality is it's already been almost a month since the shooting. In fact, it's probably going to be a few months with no action taken. I mean, the guy said this was self-defense, and they're kind of letting it stop at that. And they're not really investigating, even though the 911 operator told him not to pursue the case, and he chose to. The kid was unarmed. He was. He shot the kid. He had limited wounds on him, and now they think he said a slur on the phone. But I don't know if the slur is going to hand up in court because somebody can say that he didn't say the C word or said something else. So, it's not going to look good for Zimmerman. But unfortunately, there's little evidence being taken seriously in this. They're really not building a case like they should on Zimmerman. This is a manslaughter type of case. He went overboard. He was told against the advice of the 911 operator, and he said, oh, well, I'll go anyway. Well, this is kind of like a lynching because he basically hazed on this kid and did lethal force on him for being in that neighborhood and was following him right from the start, made racial epithet, and unfortunately the cops are kind of on the side of him for not going in there and arresting him. And this little wimpy little DA is obviously not going to budge an inch. She's going to go out there and she's going to say, oh, it's okay. This is lethal force. This is, the stand your ground. Well, the problem is the stand your ground applies if you're being threatened by somebody with a weapon where you think your life is threatened. If there was some guy with hair in his face that looked like some heroin junkie that was following him and had a dirty, rusty knife, absolutely necessary to shoot him if he's not going to stop. If he's on something and he's stabbing at you and you're going to be dead, you need to get that gun out or get the hell out of there. This is not that situation. The guy clearly followed the kid against the orders of the dispatcher, and lethal force was applied, and the kid's dead. And because the dispatcher told him not to, and he chose to do it, and he claims his nose was broken, but they don't really have strong evidence of that. It's clear that he probably went way overboard, and there's race in this situation. There's people out there that go on YouTube and all these places saying, oh yeah, white power, and all this garbage about this stuff, and they try and get ugly about it. And then you got the cops taking the side of this guy who shot the kid when his parents lost their own son and trying to make him out to be some kind of hoodlum, which is horrible. He was shot. Oh, well, he had a little baggie in his bag when he was like 15 years old. Who doesn't? He's just a kid. And he was robbed of his life, and they're going to try and justify it. It's pretty sickening. And they really should take this to the next level. And the feds better get in that case and take care of it. Because, this is kind of like Emmett Till was walking down the street, and a bunch of guys kidnapped him and brutally murdered him and threw him in the river. And they got acquitted. They didn't even look into the case at all. And, this is kind of like that, where you get somebody who's brutally murdered and there's no investigation here. They're just completely playing the race into it, being racist and ugly and spending less energy and taking a nice kid who was shot and saying, oh, he provoked a fight. He attacked that guy. They're trying to make him look like a thug so people will be less sympathetic. And I'm sorry, those are not thug pictures. Those are just pictures he made on Facebook when he was partying with people. Oh, well, that doesn't make him a bad person. They're jumping way out of their bounds. And he was obviously murdered by this man. And this man that has shot him is known for going out of control sometimes. He's kind of known for enjoying his job a little too much. He's a neighborhood watch captain. It's his job, if he sees something, to report it, not take it in his own hands. But he wants to take it in his own hands and throw his weight around here, and he's kind of out of his mind. And in this case, he may have really been racist because the fact that he had said the C word and then turns around, and wants to engage this kid. And the kid says, why are you following me? He says, what you doing here? Okay, that is a hate crime. That clearly shows he was abusing his power. and he had no business to be acting like that. But oh well, I'm a neighborhood watch captain. I can treat people however I want. I can go profile anybody in my neighborhood. He's just a fascist, racist jerk, and so he should be arrested and charged with manslaughter. And if he isn't, there's going to be repercussions about it. Something's going to happen in society. People will lose a lot of support of police if they don't see a situation like this get taken care of. There's so many people that are mad about this, so action needs to be taken. Well, that's my opinion. Thanks for watching.